I'm joined by Golden Knights prospect Brendan Brisson. Brendan, thanks for taking the time to do this. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been quite the 2022 for you already, and we're only 3 months in.
Yeah, I mean, most exciting part of the year, playing, these next two games in Boston. It should be great, and we'll see what, happens after that.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to your play at the University of Michigan, but want to start back in January, the Olympics, when you find out that you're going to be representing the United States. How did you find out, and when did you find out?
So it was kind of funny, like going back into December, when we found out that the NHL players weren't going to be able to go, and there was an opportunity that the college guys were going to go. It was just something that I kind of thought about right away, like how good of an experience it would be, and how big of an honor it would be to represent Team USA at the Olympics. So it was something that when I did get the text, it was actually after we played UMass. We had a Friday Saturday game, and after the Saturday night game, I went in the locker room, showered, did my thing, rolled out, and then just looked at my phone, and I got a long text from John Van Beesbrook saying that I made the U.S. men's Olympic team, and so it was just me and Owen Power, and he went and played for Canada at the Olympics too. So right away we kind of just like, I honestly think I gave him a hug. It was really a proud moment for me and Owen, and it was just experience that I'm gonna remember the rest of my life.
Who was the first person you called?
So believe it or not, after the game, Will Nickel, who works with all the players and our prospects in Vegas, he was there. So I was talking to him after, and it was something that we kind of were talking about, and so he called me like right after that, right after I found out, and he had known before. So when he was talking to me after the game, like he acted like he didn't know, and then he ended up calling me, after he knew I got the text, and it was just funny. So he was the first one. And after that, I called my mom and dad.
That's awesome that you bring up Will Nickel. How would you describe him? Because, we talked to him about the different prospects, but, fans maybe don't know as much about him. So how would you describe Will and what he does for the development of all of you, both on the ice and off the ice as well?
Yeah, I mean, Will's such a huge role in, the whole Vegas Golden Knights organization. I mean, I know I'm confident I can say that no organization has a Will. He's just so big for me, and I know other prospects can say the same way. He just for example, he came to the games last 2 days ago, or yesterday actually, and we celebrated right after. He shook my hand and just let me spend time with my parents, and he's just so welcoming, and he's just making conversation with my mom, my dad, and my younger brother, my friends. So he's just a great person, and he knows so much about hockey, so I can call him whenever, and he'll take my calls, and we'll just talk about anything.
Incredible stuff. I'm sure you had plenty to tell him about your time at the Olympics. But first, you fly over there and you land. What were your first impressions?
So we went right to Los Angeles, actually. So we had like a mini camp in Los Angeles, which was literally 10 minutes from my house. We couldn't leave the hotel though. And, just all the, the athletes that you're surrounded by in the hotel. And we haven't even gone to China yet, which is pretty special. And then when we did make that embark to China, a long travel day, it was kind of amazing. It kind of flew by, and just being with the team in the airport, there was a bunch of snowboarder athletes. I think the curling team was with us, and we got to the village probably like in the middle of the night, around like 3 a.m. It was pretty cold, and we were able to get ourselves all situated, and had like a short sleep, got right on the ice for practice, and then we had the opening ceremony night. So everything went by pretty quick, but it was so easy to take everything in.
I feel like there are always some crazy stories about the things you see in the Olympic Village. And because you guys were kind of stuck there, you probably saw more than what maybe people in the past have seen. Is there anything that stands out? Was there anyone you saw practicing anything crazy, anything that stood out to you about the Olympic Village?
Um, yeah, I mean, obviously it was different for us because, normally the NHL guys would be there, but it was just funny to see because, we were the only like big team there. So we were always traveling like in a group of people. And uh, there was just, so many people like they were outside, like, riding bikes, like like super dialed, like, stretching, running around the village. And we were kind of just like, just going back and forth from the cafeteria. And it's pretty cool, to be able to share the experience with, a huge team. And we were able to meet so many people just around the village. I feel like being a team kind of helped that because, one person meets other persons and you just interact with, their friends and all that. We were able to, uh, kind of be closer with Sean White. It was pretty cool like to see him and talk to him. He's such a good guy. And Nathan Chen, all these people, just world-class people, and obviously gold medalists as well.
So Sean White, the coolest person you met there?
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I mean, just watching him growing up, getting all those medals, and then when you're actually there with him in person, it's like, wow, it's kind of weird looking back on it.
Were you able to watch many other events while you were there?
Yeah. So my favorite event was definitely the freestyle skiing, like the slope jumps. So we were able to go to that. We went to the skiing and we also went to the snowboarding. And me and my teammate here at Michigan, Maddie Beniers, we were pretty good friends with, the 4 free ski team athletes. And, they were able to medal when we were there. So it was pretty cool. We went to speed skating too, long track and short track. Some of the guys went to curling. I wasn't able to make it to curling. I think I went to snowboarding or something instead. But it was really cool going to those events and seeing all those different sports.
So if you were there and you were able to compete in an event that was not hockey, what would you want to compete in?
Definitely freestyle skiing.
Freestyle
I
skiing.
feel like, yeah, it looks really fun. Just going up on those jumps and doing all those tricks. It looks really hard, but that's definitely what I would want to do.
Nice. Well, your hockey performance personally was pretty good as well. So I have to know, when you scored your first goal, you see the puck go in the back of the net in the Olympics, representing your country. What goes through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I was able to score the first goal, to start off the tournament, which was pretty special. And I just kind of saw the puck. I didn't really think, like I just shot it. And it's funny because I was the only one like on the ice or in the building that knew it went in. Like I looked up and like saw the net move a little bit, and I was like, oh, it definitely went in, and celebrated. And if you look around, like no one like knew the puck went in the net. So I was like, thank God the puck went in the net. And I wasn't just like on a knee sallying, well, the puck actually didn't, but it was really special. I mean, it was just so much built up emotion, and I was happy to see all the other guys that were able to score too. Maddie scored his first one in that game too, and it's just a good way to start off, the tournament.
Of the goals you've scored in your career, where does that one rank?
It's definitely up there. I mean, it's probably, I mean, there's, a little chance that I'll be able to go to the Olympics again. Obviously, that's the goal, but there's so many great American hockey players. So for right now, it's definitely one of my favorite goals that I've ever scored.
So then you go back to the University of Michigan, you resume your season. Did your perspective on the game change in any way when you returned?
Not really. I mean, we came back, we actually got swept by Notre Dame when me, Owen, Kent, and Maddie got back. But, maybe it was good for our team because we haven't lost since knock on wood. But I mean, the game was so fast out in, Beijing, and everyone was just so much, stronger. But the Big Ten and, NCAA hockey is also really good too. So there's great players everywhere. And, it was about us coming back, buying into our team game. And I feel like that's what we did. And kind of a reason why we're at where we are right now. Just our whole team, has been kind of going on the same path.
How has your season been, and how has your game grown since last season?
Going into this year, I was definitely a lot more confident. Having a year under your belt, you know what to expect, and you know what it takes to win and to produce. So last year, I mean, We had I think my class was, producing a lot, and, it's the same this year. And I feel like this year just, I feel like I know what it takes more to win. And, every play matters. And I feel like I learned a lot about that when I was at the Olympics, because at the end of the day, one play could end up meaning you're going to medal or not. And I feel like it's just good for me to know that now. And just especially like going the pro game, the NHL, like every shift matters, every play matters. And that's something that I kind of came back from China and put into my game. And, it's helped me a lot. And it's probably just being all confident all around, and having swagger. And it's just been fun here.
You say the word swagger. We've heard that a lot, even around the Golden Knights this season, because it's something that hockey players need. How do you go about developing swagger, Brendan? You're a kid, so tell us how the cool kids do it.
I don't know. I just feel like it's just about, being confident in yourself, and, having fun. And, I come to the rink every day, and it's just what I love. So it's kind of hard, not to be happy, or like not to be in a good mood when you're around like your best friends and, able to go play hockey. So I just feel like just like walking around, just confident in yourself, and just doing what you love really helps that. And, I feel like that's the main key.
Speaking of playing hockey with your best friends, tell us about your team. You're in the middle of the NCAA men's ice hockey tournament. We want all the Golden Knights fans rooting for Michigan. So tell us about them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like on paper, our team's really good, but that doesn't always mean we're going to be the best team. And just in our locker room, we're so tight. And it's just like I said last year, I think we only had like 2 guys leave the team, so we're pretty much the same team in the last 2 years. And it's Michigan versus everybody. You hear media, everyone's rooting against us. Everyone has something to say about us. And this train's rolling, and we got 2 more games to prove it and prove everybody wrong, and go down as the best college team ever in the country. So
sounds like you have that same mentality that Vegas has to have, huh? With everyone rooting against you. Do you feel like there's some similarities there?
I mean, yeah. Obviously what Vegas has been able to do in such a short, time is something that's really special. And just Vegas is Vegas, like, one of the best cities in the world. So, people are jealous, and I feel like that's why Vegas, like the Golden Knights, have had so much success. Is everyone was rooting against them their whole careers, and they come to Vegas, and as a new start, they got the whole city, got the whole state of Nevada around them, and that's what makes them so special. And can't wait one day to put the jersey on.
Are you able to keep up with the team much?
Yeah, I watch all the games, and Will's just been so important. He's always, we're always communicating, and most of the time we don't even talk about hockey. We just talk about, life, other things, fantasy football. And, he's honestly became like such a good friend of mine, and just such a good person. And yeah, I just can't wait to put on that jersey one day.
I was about to ask you about that. You mentioned that jersey that's right there over your shoulder. What are you most looking forward to about when the time comes that you're able to put that on?
I just want to help the team win. I feel like, it's something I love to win. And, I've only heard good things about, the guys in that locker room. And I want to do it, for the city of Vegas, the fans. I'm just looking forward to, when the time comes, I'll be ready and to help the team win.
Well, in the meantime, Brendan, enjoy where you're at. We will all be rooting for you in the meantime. And thanks a lot for taking the time to do this.
Thank you. Go Blue.